What's your fondest memory of playing video games?
The first time me and my sister split a cost of a used Super Nintendo, and it came with one game, and it was Sonic Blast Man, and I played the hell out of that thing. I still love going back to that game, it's fun.
For me, it would just probably be playing like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with my brother in like co-op, like the side-scroller game back in the day.
I think it's Zelda 1 on the NES. That was mind-boggling. The possibilities, the first open-world game, that was so cool. It changed my world.
I mean, when I was a kid, I kind of ate, slept, and drank Zelda. It was a big part of my life for a long time.
I'm Nintendo true and true for that. I grew up with Super Mario, and everything from that moment has been very close to my heart.
You know, not wanting to unplug it or turn it off, and like the constant battle of like you come home from school and you're like, no, did she turn it off? No!
The first time I played Final Fantasy with a friend of mine, we rented it and then we give it back like 2 weeks later. We should have like bought it, but we just got it. So, and then going in space at the end of it, we were like, "Pooh, really? Games can be that?"
I played Sonic the Hedgehog all the time. Then I got N64, and my sister and I would play GoldenEye. That was my absolute favorite game.
Mega Man 3. First time I beat Mega Man 3, I felt like a boss. And in fact, when I got my first keyboard that had a sequencer built into it, the first thing I did is I took music from Mega Man 2 and 3 and sequenced it out and did my own arrangements and played it back, and I was like, I'm making video game music.
Mario Brothers 3, I remember when it came out, and I remember getting a Japanese knockoff that was like 2 cartridges that you had to stick together. I remember that guy. And Contra and up, down, left, right, all that jazz.
When I was a child, Pong was the only thing that was out.
I was one of the Pong kids, because gray. But for me, the thing that made me want to make a video game was actually Wing Commander 1. And there's this moment where all of the pilots are supposed to go to their spaceships and they're all running. And that moment, it's just like, oh my God, I have to make video games.
My very first game was called Baby Bounce on the Atari 2600. I've been around for a while and I've been playing games my whole life.
Playing Zork with my mom and spending hours making treasure lists and drawing maps. So playing Zork to me is always going to be one of the most special things that I've ever done.
Like Zork, because I have a wild imagination, it opened up a whole new world, even though it was super simple.
Playing King's Quest 3, I think, when if you did the potion wrong, you could get turned into a cat, and you had to play the game running around as a cat for a long period of time. When you're like 8 years old, that was a pretty awesome, magical moment.
Yeah, it was E.T. the extraterrestrial I got for Christmas. The box art was amazing. The game was terrible, but I kept playing it hoping it was going to get good, and it didn't.
I was trying to beat Soda Popinski and Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, because it was a timing thing. My dad called me for dinner. I said, I can't. I can finally beat Soda Popinski, and he took the game away for 2 weeks.
I was actually playing GTA Vice City and was so into it that my thumbs got blisters and I had to wrap them, and then I had to take a time out.
Our favorite game together was Dig Dug. My sister loved that, and we would play that, until it was time to go.
Joust on my computer.
Joust?
Joust and making the little them just joust each other and then the eggs dropping. That was perfect.
Remember in Metroid you had to actually have a code that you'd punch in where your save was? I lost the thing and I cried myself to sleep because I had lost the Metroid code.
My grandfather brought me a stack full of games and my mom said I only got to keep 6. Metroid, Zelda, everything was in there. And Ninja Gaiden was in there, and it inspired the Messenger, obviously. So that's a fun memory right there for me.
Yeah, I played all the Ultima games from Richard Garriott. Ultima 4 was my, I want to make games.
I used to beg my mom to take me to the arcade with a bag of quarters to play Street Fighter 2. Last Man Standing, Winner Stays On. Those were the best days.
I would say opening up my Nintendo and playing Duck Hunt and Mario for the first time.
Playing Super Mario Brothers with my dad. I went over to my friend Kerry Hayden's house, and he had Super Mario Brothers, and he had a gerbil, and I was deadly allergic to gerbils. My eyes got really red and swollen the entire time we were playing, but I didn't go home because we wanted to keep playing and playing and playing, to the point where we slept a few hours, and I woke up hearing dun 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 dun, and my eyes were just completely swollen and terrible. It was horrible and wonderful all at the same time.